Joining us tonight is Harmeet Dhillon, managing partner at the Dhillon Law Group, Republican National Committee woman for the great state of California. Harmeet, great to have you here. Does that make your blood boil to know that the chairman of the Intel Committee just hired that partisan activist?
On a political level, Lou, it doesn't surprise me at all. It's par for the course, and Schiff has been talking like this ever since day one.
Oh, he's got all the evidence.
Came into office
for 2 years, he said.
Absolutely, but from a legal point of view, I think this is particularly outrageous. It's outrageous for a lawyer to go out there and make this kind of slanderous remark that he does every day on MSNBC, and then on top of that, really sort of, if he is being hired as an investigator, to be announcing the conclusions before the investigation begins is also outrageous and really undermines his client's job, which is Adam Schiff and his committee. So I think Schiff has lost credibility from the beginning for his investigation. I mean, talking about
I don't think he had any, to be honest. I mean, he had none to begin with.
Even on the left, though, I mean, I think that prosecutors and lawyers will look at this and say, how do you go out and announce your conclusions on television before you begin the investigation? It's really not done.
Well, and he is no more compromised in any way than, say, Devin Nunes, when he was chair of the very same committee. As a matter of fact,
that's right.
They are in precisely the same position. Yet Schiff demands that Nunes step down from the investigation, and meanwhile, Schiff is just ramping up. What kind of recourse do the Republicans have? And why are they sitting on their hands? And why are they so mute and impotent?
Well, I think Devin has actually done a good job within the bounds of his obligations. For example, he's refused to talk about some national security issues.
No, I'm talking about the other Republicans. Nunes is one of the heroes of the piece.
He is one of the heroes.
I am talking about why no one, including Nunes, is demanding that this guy step down. I mean demanding.
Well, I think step one for the Republicans is to resist, which is what they're doing. But I agree with you that many members in Congress could and should be a lot more vocal in protecting their turf and in protecting our president.
You know, at some point, the Republicans have got to be something more than a bunch of very careful, studied folks, you know, in their very Sunday go-to-meeting duds, being restrained and so logical and so passive. At some point, they've got to be human beings who really give a damn about what's going on and act like it. These people look like they're going to fold up and, you know, walk out the door. And perhaps they should.
No, well, perhaps some of them should. I can't agree with you more. But I think that that we have seen the talk of a bunch of subpoenas and requests of people to come before Congress to testify. And you know, they had the right to push back.
I'm sorry?
They have the right to push back, and a lot of them are going to, I hope, push back and decline to go along with this.
Well, we've pointed out 81 entities, individuals, with the demand letters going out from the House Judiciary Committee and Jerry Nadler, the chair. Why not just tell them to go away, that you just don't have time to mess, if you are the administration, the president? Because this is ugly, partisan nonsense, nothing more.
Well, Lou, as you know, people in Washington fall into the swamp category, and then those who are not from the swamp. And people in the swamp are going to want to play the game, and that's the reality of life. But then I think there are going to be quite a few people who just came to Washington to help this president, and those people are more likely to be the ones who are not going to play along with this. I mean, as you say, with 81 people, it's like they're sending a subpoena for everybody who had a burger at the canteen in the White House, and that's totally inappropriate fishing expedition.
So where do we go from here? You have a committee after committee, 6 of committees will be sending out the same nonsense. The administration, the effort is to bog the administration down, obviously, to obstruct. What should be the response?
I think there should be. I think a lot of the response should be no response, ignoring them and going about the business of doing the people's business, which is what the president has been doing a great job of. It would be great if more entities like Fox News and others began to criticize what's going on there as an abuse of power, an abuse of process. But I will say that these guys tend to step on themselves quite a bit. I mean, so far the hearings that this new Democratic Congress has had have really, I think, looked pretty bad for the Democrats. So in some ways, the more they're talking, the more people like Maxine Waters and Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler talk, the worse they look, which I think is good for us.
All right.